Okay, so I think I've said this a couple times since I've been here, but I work for this private software company based in Southern California called ESRI or ESRI. We make mapping software, and we are in the MOOC game. I'm very proud that we are in the top 100 MOOCs of all time from our friends at Class Central. That is the MOOC in question. It's called Cartography, period, if you ever want to take it. Our MOOC program started in 2014. It had been going for about 2 years when they hired me to be their MOOC program manager. Up until that time, it was sort of run as a skunk works, so nobody really knew what was going on. When I joined the program, I made some observations as I led some of the MOOCs. And what I observed in particular was that our students were very passive learners. They would watch the videos, they would attempt to do the exercises, and if they ever got stuck, they would immediately contact the instructor. There was nothing else they could think of to do to solve their problem except contact the instructor. So that wasn't working for us, in part because we have large numbers of students and our very small team that was leading the MOOC, 3 to 5 typically, couldn't keep up with all of those questions. The third thing that I observed was this need for soft skills, and the particular soft skill that I'm interested in is learning how to learn, active learning, taking responsibility for your learning. So when I identified those 3 issues, my team and I came up with an intervention, and that's where tough love comes in. Now, active learning, I think everybody has a sense of what that is. Actually, we've already talked about that this afternoon. Tough love, if you're familiar with it, you're probably familiar with this example, and it's the one where mom and dad, the parents, are trying to get the baby to learn how to fall asleep by itself. And the tough love version of that is you get the baby all comfortable and warm and you lie it down on its back to sleep, and then you take a step away and you let the baby try to figure it out. And you wait a while, and in time, if the baby still needs some help, you can help. But then and the idea is that over time, the baby learns how to calm itself down, soothe itself, and fall asleep. So we wanted to take that kind of idea of tough love and apply it in a MOOC. I did some basic research. I know tough love is used in the face-to-face classroom. I could not find any discussion of its use in online learning or in MOOCs. So that's what we tried to do. So let me tell you what we did. My instruction team had to bring them all together, and I said, okay, this is going to be weird, but we're going to take our hands off the students, step away from the students. And so we did 4 things to put the students in a place where they could be active learners. The first thing we did was we made it very clear from the outset that we expected them to be active learners. So we defined active learning, and in our code of conduct, it says, I will be an active learner. Second of all, we made it very clear what they should do if they needed help. In a sense, we're saying, here's how to be an active learner. And on the help tab of the course, we actually had to redesign this. We said, here's number 1, what you do, here's number 2, what you do, and here's number 3, what you do. We were very clear about what we were going to do. The third thing we did was when they posted to the forum and said, I'm stuck, I need help, that's number 2 on the list if you're paying attention, what did we do? We didn't do anything. We had an agreement. We were not going to respond in any way for 24 hours. Hands off. Third thing we did was, after those 24 hours, if we were going to respond, what would we do? Well, we would try to kind of not do anything, give them more opportunities, give them that gap. So we'd do things like say, well, what have you tried? Or we'd say, can you give me a little bit more information about the problem? Maybe show me a screenshot of where you're getting stuck in the exercise. That made them go back to the exercise, maybe try it again. And the third thing we did, this was our last hope, was we say, well, why don't you look here? So we wouldn't give them the answer, but we'd point them to the resource where they could be an active learner, hopefully, and answer the problem. The fourth thing we did, and this was my favorite, was when they showed the behavior that we wanted, when they were active learners and found the answer, and they posted in the forum, hey, I found the answer, we would jump up and down and cheer and say, hey, good job, way to go. That's exactly what we're looking for, that public recognition that you are practicing that very important soft skill. Now, the student experience was very different. The students were they were stewing. They were stewing in their pot. They were probably getting a little frustrated. Why aren't they helping me? I have a question, they're not helping me. Hopefully that motivated them to reach out by posting in the forum, by commenting on other students' posts. Hey, you had a similar problem. Hey, can you help me? Or maybe just get frustrated enough to actually go back to that help page and try 1 or 2 or 3 and see if they could solve it themselves. So the good news is that we were, in fact, successful. So I can share with you some of what we learned trying to implement tough love. The first thing is, just like the mom and the dad or the parents trying to get the baby to learn how to fall asleep, you have to present a united front. You've got to agree on your understanding of tough love and how you're going to implement it. If one of my colleagues jumped in 10 minutes after a post was made in the forum with a question, and that did happen, it kind of shattered our plan. So we had to agree on what we were going to do. Second of all, be realistic about the fact that this mode of teaching, of pulling active learning out of your students, may be very foreign to the students and to the people doing the instructing. One of my colleagues that was involved as an instructor had been working in technical support in our company. Was technically brilliant, but his experience was, we need to answer the question as soon as possible. So it was really hard for him to take that step back and wait. And the final thing I'll say is that measuring changes in behavior of learners is very difficult. So our evidence about our success isn't as robust as I would like it to be, and I'm looking for more ways to measure it and show that we have, in fact, been successful. Thank you so much.